Alright guys, welcome to another video. This is actually the second time I have recorded this. Now I know Monkey Spaz was mentioning about when you record a video and you find out it doesn't actually work, then when you come to record it a second time you completely lose enthusiasm for it, and I can completely see where he's coming from. I recorded this, went to edit it, and I am such a numpty. I actually had it was face, and I had my phone balanced on top of my PC monitor, and I actually had it facing the wrong way, so it was just recording the side of the monitor rather than myself, which probably isn't a bad thing, some might say. In fact, I did actually try and take away, just use the audio part of this and overlay the games, but the timing and that wouldn't really work. So anyway, this is a VR to Electricadventures. He's asking, what are your top 5 shooters? Now anyone that watches my channel at all will probably know that I've got a bit of a thing for shoot 'em ups, especially vertical shoot 'em ups. Now to ask me what my 5 favourite shoot 'em ups are is an extremely difficult thing to answer, because I could literally write down 100 shoot 'em ups that I love playing, you know, right across the board on my C64, Mega Drive, SNES, Amiga, arcades. For the purpose of this, what I've really got to think about is what ones do I play the most often, and I've got to say they're all going to be on the arcade. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first one, these are in no particular order. The first one is going to be 1942 by Capcom. Now what do I like about this game? I think it's the simplicity of the game. You know exactly where you are. It's just you're replaying, you've got your bullets, you've got your barrel roll, and that is it. There's none of this sort of like some of the shoot 'em ups that you get. The backgrounds are quite kind of, you know, detailed, and sometimes it's not always easy to actually see what's happening. But 1942 is really straightforward. I think part of it as well is the nostalgia. This was one of the few games that I got to play the arcade game off. Now we didn't have any arcades nearby, but me and my two mates used to play squash every Sunday, and this arcade machine appeared. So what we used to do is, whilst two of us were playing squash, the third guy would actually play 1942, and we actually got that good at it that we could actually go for the whole hour at squash with 1 credit. So basically whoever wasn't playing came off and played 1942. I did have it on the C64 and I thought it was pretty rubbish. It was just the screen has to be long and narrow, you know, being a shoot 'em up, and the C64 one was wide and not very high, so it didn't really work. But when I got access to MAME, I just grew to love the game all the more. I'm kind of fairly decent at it. I think I've had almost 500,000 points, which, you know, in the scale of things, sort of world records, is crap. But yeah, I just love the simplicity of it. It's a game that I'm quite good at, and I can play for quite a while, and I think that's a big part of it. So yep, 1942 by Capcom. Right, the next one is Terra Cresta. Is it by Nichibutsu? I think it might be. Again, this was a game I'd never... The first time I heard of this game, it would be when Imagine Software, or it was the sort of the Imagine label for Ocean, they brought it out in the C64, and I bought the game, and I wasn't particularly enamoured with it. I felt it was very, very difficult, and again the sort of the aspect ratio of a home computer didn't really lend itself that well to shoot 'em ups. But when MAME came along and I got access to Terra Cresta, I loved it to bits. Still do love it. It's a game that I play a lot. I think for me, I mean, I love the whole dinosaur-y type thing. You've got these big dinosaurs and obviously various kind of enemies. You've got the power-ups. You've got to shoot little icons, and that gives you power-ups, and I think you can get up to about 5 power-ups. Now the good thing about this, if you've got 5 power-ups and you get hit, you only lose 1 of the power-ups. So in theory, as long as you've got a power-up, you never actually die. So I think that definitely makes the game that bit easier, which is probably a big part of why I like the game so much. I love the music. I mean, I was actually lucky enough to play it down at, where was it, Arcade Club last year. Phenomenal game. So yep, Terra Cresta is my second game. Third one is a classic, a very early classic, and it is the one and only Galaxian. This game I very first saw back in, when would it be, 1982 possibly. I was, we were actually going to America. My auntie used to live in California, and we were flying out to see her in the States. My mum and mum, dad and myself, my two sisters, they were growing up, didn't want to go with the family. So we flew down to Heathrow Airport. And back then, you know, my shots at arcades was, you know, I would maybe get, my mum would give me 20 pence, and that'd be it. Once my 2 games were over, that was it. But I remember from a distance seeing this arcade cabinet, and it was just like the noise emanating from this machine and the glowing graphics. It was these really bright luminescent graphics kind of caught my attention. So I made my way across to the machine, and sure enough it was Galaxian. Put 10 pence in, and I think I literally lasted about 30 seconds. It was just a savagely difficult game. There was never really any decent versions on home computers, but when I first got to know about MAME, I think Galaxian was the very first game I tried to run, and when I got to see Galaxian running on my old crusty Pentium computer, I was one happy man. Really was. And I've loved the game ever since. It's just such a pure game. It's just you against the computer or against the machine. There's no skills to learn as such. Well, there probably is. There's probably different techniques, but it's just you, left, right, fire button. Love it to bits. I'm slightly better at it now than I was back in 1982. But I'm certainly not good at it in any shape or form. But I love the game to bits. It's just a classic shooter. The sound that comes from it, you know, is one of the best sort of sounds out of any video game. So yep, number 3 is Galaxian. Number 4, I'm going to go for Dodonpachi. Now, that is what you'd class as a bullet hell shooter. Now, what is a bullet hell shooter? It is a shoot 'em up, but literally, just, you know, the descriptions in the name, it is millions upon millions of bullets get fired at you. Now, anyone that's never played a bullet hell shooter would probably look at it and think it is impossible, and largely it is. The secret to a bullet hell shooter is trying to manoeuvre your way through the sort of the onslaught of bullets. The Dodonpachi is a sequel to Donpachi, made by Cave. The reason I like Dodonpachi, it's more of the same, but it's the sound and the graphics. It's just an absolute cornucopia or banquet of visuals, sounds. It's an overload. I mean, you know, the graphics are just, it's like fireworks. It's the closest you could really come to playing fireworks in a video game. It's just glorious. The explosions, the bullets, the mayhem. Fantastic game. I says I'm crap at it, I really am, but I still love going back to it. It's not a particularly long game though that I've completed it. It's all about score maximising. You've got to kind of chain your, as long as you can keep sort of killing ships, that keeps your chain up and that gives you big bonuses. So just a phenomenal game. I am actually planning to put together a sort of like an introduction to bullet hell shooters, so that'll be coming later on at some point. But yeah, number 4, Dodonpachi. Number 5, I was really thinking hard about this one. Now, I was going to go for Gradius 5 on the PS2, which is just an absolutely phenomenal update of Gradius, but I decided not to go for that. If I made this video tomorrow, chances are that would be in there. I'm going to go for R-Type by Irem. It's a classic game, ported to virtually every machine, and ironically, considering it's a bit of a graphical masterpiece, virtually every version is really good, which is quite surprising. I first got to play R-Type in the arcade. It was an arcade in Bathgate, which was, I used to go to college one day a week when I was working, day release, and at lunchtime me and my mate always went down this arcade, and I can remember seeing R-Type, and I don't think I played it that much. I was kind of in off it, I literally lasted a minute if I was lucky. But it was when I got MAME obviously you can play it for free. I just learned what a beautiful game it is, and even now it still looks amazingly impressive. I mean, it probably came out in 1986, 87. It's still incredible. It was way ahead of its time as far as I was concerned. There was other versions. I mean, there was R-Type Leo, which is just fantastic. Probably even sort of prettier than the original one, but it's got to be the original one for me. It's just the scale of the ships that you're having to shoot. The baddies are so varied. It's like playing a sort of Geiger video game with some disgusting looking baddies. Brilliant power-ups, really bright. Just again, it's a visual feast. So that is my 5. That's my 5th one. So 1942, Galaxian, Terra Cresta, Dodonpachi, and R-Type. That is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and as usual, thank you for watching.